This will be a day long remembered. Now I am the master.
Welcome to another episode of Legends and Theories. And welcome to a review of X-Men 97, Episode 3, titled Fire Made Flesh. And honestly, this was an incredible episode. It was pretty interesting to see that they went full Clone Saga here, and I'm not sure if that specifically is from the X-Men comics, but obviously I referenced Clone Saga because it's a big thing with Spider-Man. And it's also interesting since it was shown that cloning is extremely difficult in the Spider-Man animated series, where there is a clone made of MJ that ultimately fails. And it's pretty interesting to see here that Sinister is a lot more advanced at this than the character of the Jackal, and it honestly would be kind of cool if you saw him in this episode working alongside Sinister to try and perfect his own cloning. Now, looking at this, we get the exact same kind of thing that happens when there's clones in something that is not Star Wars, and that is the fact that they can't determine who is the original and who is the clone, and now both are kind of confused, and one of them has to take on the life, and the other one has to take a new life. And just for simplicity's sake, we'll say that the one that was in the most recent episode, the one that just showed up, was the original, and the one that the other one was the clone. And it really could have been switched around, and it seems pretty clear that that's how it's supposed to be. But maybe it could be some kind of brainwashing thing, and they're trying to make us think something else. But it's just best not to think about it. Like sometimes when you don't need to think about exactly what happened with time travel. But looking at everything else, it was pretty interesting. Sinister was a great villain for this, and make sure to let everyone know what happened with Sinister in the original series. And it also wasn't holding your hand in that much, but it lets you know enough. So if you've never watched it or it's been a while since you've watched it, then you will be able to recognize what's happened and have a good idea of what has happened. But if you're a giant fan of it, it just serves as this nice little reminder and helps the story move forward. But yeah, honestly, as I was saying, this was really great. You also got to see the beginning of the creation of Cable as he gets infected like he does with the comics with a techno-organic virus that forces his parents to send him to the future, which is just really tragic for them, especially with the fact that Scott was abandoned as a child and doesn't want to do that to his son, but this is the only way to save him. And he eventually does become the character of Cable, and I feel like we're going to see Cable show up. Again, I honestly don't remember if Cable was in the original series, but if he wasn't, it would be a great time to introduce the character in the next few episodes for them to meet their son fully grown up. It is, pretty sad for them to not have to raise their kid and have to give him up to save him, but honestly, it is, well, from a storytelling perspective, going to make things easier so a baby's not always around. And then there's the final thing at the end where I see that Storm might get her powers back. Yeah, going through everything else, the fight scene's really cool. It was cool to see the evil Jean use her abilities to go and kind of create all these illusions and play with everyone's heads. And then we'll just call her the good Jean saves everyone else from it once she wakes up. But yeah, honestly, the one thing that they're just really not clear about is when they were switched out and who is the real mother to Cable, because honestly, it seems like it was a plan to get him specifically. So it could have happened after his birth, but really, who knows? Because they said it could have gone as far back as before the Phoenix. So we'll see, but honestly, I want to know what you think. Please let me know in the comments, and I'll see you on the next episode of Legends and Theories. Thank you for watching this episode of Legends and Theories. Please subscribe, like the video, share the video, leave a comment, check out the video on screen, and may the Force be with you.